The NHS has announced that it urgently needs more organ donations from people from Black, Asian and ethnic minority backgrounds. Currently, there are over 1,800 people from these backgrounds on the transplant waiting list who live in hope to hear the news that they have been matched with a compatible donor.
Well, the real problem we need to tackle is that you are more likely to die waiting for an organ if you are from an Asian background or a Black background. And that's because for the Asian communities, you're more likely to suffer from conditions which would require you to need a new organ. In the case of Black communities, it's because there are so few donors. So, you know, for me, I want to save as many lives as possible. So I want to make the supply of organs available for as many people as possible. There are 3 people die every day waiting for an organ, and their lives that I want to save. So I've been really engaging with faith leaders because for a lot of people, they think it's against their faith to donate their organs. Actually, it's not. It is actually it's the gift of life that in the event of your death, you want someone to live. And that's something that for me, I would love that to be my legacy, and I'm sure that's true of many people too.
People from those communities are waiting much longer for their transplant. And if you're on dialysis or needing a kidney transplant, your life is really restricted. You can't go out, you can't go on holiday easily, often they can't work. So getting that transplant early means that they can get back into society, they can support their family, and they can get back to work. And also their life will be much longer and a much healthier life. So we need people from those communities because it's the key is having the match to the recipient, and that's what will make it happen quicker, and that's what the organ then will last for longer. We always encourage people to have that conversation with the family and tell them that they want to be a donor, so that if the time comes that you do die and can be a donor, the family know for certain that's what they want to do.
What are some of the factors that you have seen that impacts or even affects Black, Asian and minority ethnic groups' consideration of donating their organs?
When I speak to these families, there is a common theme. The first common theme is they never thought about organ donation before. They don't know how the organ donation process is carried out. And another interesting factor I have noticed is Asian families and Black families, it is a family decision. If one person opposes organ donation, it will not happen. It has to be a unanimous decision among the family.
I know you underwent an SPK, a simultaneous pancreas kidney transplant. Explain to me what that is and why you decided to do this.
Well, at the time I was undergoing dialysis treatment for my kidney disease, and I'd been a diabetic for 25 years. So the average waiting time for someone of my ethnicity was around 5 years, whereas being on the SPK treatment list would more or less half that.
Oh, wow.
So at the time I was undergoing dialysis, the treatment would last approximately 5 hours. So it was like running the marathon 3 times a week without moving. When people mention or would mention being on the donors list and disease, kidney disease this and illness that, when you're young or younger, should I say, and a little bit ignorant, you think, well, that doesn't affect me, that's for older people, that's got nothing really to do with me, you know, I'm too busy concentrating on sport, music, going out, girls, all the usual, you know, usual stuff. So you kind of don't think that it will affect you in any way. Ultimately, no one really thinks it's going to happen to them. That's the bottom line. Yes, I feel bad about this person going through that, but it's not going to happen to me. And once it happens to yourself or someone you know and you see the effects, then it's rammed home, and then it's almost like you have to go for it to be converted, and we should stop that.
Well, the law around organ donation is changing. We're moving from a system where you actually opt in to offer your organs in the event of your death to one where you have to opt out if you don't want to have your organs used after your death. And we've done that because we know that a lot of people just don't ever get round to either telling their family and friends what they want to do in the event that they die, or that they don't find themselves putting themselves on the register. So this will actually make more organs available because we do know that actually people do want to give.